wasn't out there, like Henry Kessler wasn't out there, and
Yeah, so
same.
same personnel. Obviously, as Tuesday. So Henry and Chris won't be available for this weekend. Obviously, Giannis will be with us. Conrad will return as well from suspension. So we've got a healthy team.
And Cedric's good to go.
Cedric will be good to go. Yeah, so he'll feature this weekend. So he'll be part of the roster. So we're hoping, he'll be available for us.
So you guys played the Galaxy earlier in the season and won. What are there things to take from that game, or is it a whole different world now?
I mean, obviously, they've got some players coming back, some pretty good players coming back from injury themselves. But we've watched them. We've watched their recent games. We know some areas we can attack them in. We're pretty confident with how they're going to set up defensively, where they can hurt us and where we might be vulnerable. So we've prepared a good game plan. They are still the current champions, so we'll go out and respect them. But I think the confidence inside the locker room right now with the players is high. They feel prepared for the game.
How has that confidence stayed high? You came off a disappointing loss. You could have had 3 points Sunday in Portland. How has the confidence stayed high?
I think it's talking with the players. They enjoy playing in this system and in this style. So for us, when we attack with Roman as the deepest player. When we defend with the 9 and Klausi as the highest player. So it's a group that feels very connected together. And even though the result didn't go our way, there was a lot of the numbers. When we look at the field till, we look at the possession, the XG. Like there's a lot of objective data there that will show you if we continue behaving on the field the way we behave, we're going to win a lot more games than we'll lose.
Justin?
Yeah, just to focus on the Galaxy, it's a club that St. Louis have had success over the past 3 years, maybe uncharacteristically against. Is there something about just the way that the Galaxy set up, that the way that St. Louis want to play just seems to match up very well?
I think obviously for us, without identity, without the ball, we're aggressive. So we want to have the ball back as quick as possible. Against a team like LA who like to control the game and play at their pace, we can take that away from them by being aggressive against the ball. Then for us, as we evolve as a team, it's about us then dictating the pace of how the game's played. So we can play slow, we can play fast. We're pretty good at both, and I think we've seen that over the last 2 games. So taking away their biggest strength, as in controlling of the game, turning it for us in favour, has been why there's been some good success against the LA Galaxy, yeah.
And then you mentioned those players coming back. Is it maybe hard to game plan for a team that did struggle earlier in the season, but as they get healthy, are maybe expected to turn up the intensity and turn up how they play going forward?
Yeah, they should be confident. They're coming off a win, obviously, against RSL, 2-0. Pinstel obviously scored a goal. Peck was creating a good assist. They're the team that's probably trying to flip their season around. Obviously, for them, they're coming off a win, so they'll be confident. But we're going to make sure that they don't get 2 wins back-to-back there.
Thanks, guys.
Charlie?
Hey, Coach, you mentioned Henry Kessler and Chris Durkin being out. Any updates on Edu Leuven?
Edu will also be out, yeah. So Edu will be out now for another week or 2. We'll then obviously evaluate him, see where he's at.
And then going into this game versus LA, a team that had a lot of success last year, obviously, and then maybe a little bit of struggle this year, kind of almost reflective of the history of this club, almost having a lot of success in 2023 and then having a little bit of a down year last year. How do you think the mentality of the players will play into how you go out there and overall the end result?
Our mentality from our team?
Yeah.
Is very strong. Obviously, we've talked about they are the current champions. They're a team we have to respect. But at the same time, we've been able to put a good plan together as a team. Areas where we can attack, areas how we're going to defend, moments that they're going to try to attack us. So my job through the week is to paint a clear picture to the players on what's the game plan. And then as we continue to improve our sharpness on the team, on the field, we'll be well prepared against them. But at the same time, these lads are professionals. They'll respect every opponent that they play, whether they are Portland last week, who I think are 4th in the West, or it's LA Galaxy, who's at the bottom. There'll be respect on the field for those guys, but their mentality is to go and win this weekend.
Tom?
Coach, what's the most important thing you've worked on and will continue to work on in restoring belief that it seems this team needs?
I think the way I've asked them to play the game should install belief in them. We want to be on the ball. We want to control. We want to be on the ball even deep in our own half the field. So hopefully that shows the players that I believe in them, that we can keep the ball in areas where it's much easier to clear it away from the danger area, as you would say. So that's one way. And the other way is just when I continue to build a relationship with these players, I'm installing the belief in them because I do believe in them. I do trust them. This is a team. This is a very talented team. Sure, early in the season, results didn't go their way. But the last 2 performances have showed me that results are going to continue to go the way now positive for this group of lads.
We'll go virtually to Jeremy, then to Matt.
Coach, going into the season, Luke's mentioned City 2.0, the evolution of our style of play. Over the last couple of games, we've seen kind of going back in time to what we did as a younger club, right? In terms of play style. I'm curious how you see where we are now is in terms of it being closer to what City 2.0 might be.
It's closer. The defensive statistics will tell you that. Our PPDA has dropped. Our line of confrontations got much higher off the field. We've turned the ball over higher up the field very frequently the last 2 games. And now as we continue to evolve as a club, it's about continue to develop on the ball as well and what we look like in the attack. We have a very clear identity against the ball. We're trying to create a very clear identity now also in how we attack the opponent too. So we're getting back there, absolutely.
And a couple times in your interviews you've mentioned PPDA or XG. I'm curious, when you talk about evaluating a performance, are you a coach who values those advanced analytics more than the eye test, or how do you kind of weigh those in your evaluation process?
Yeah, both. I mean, we're in a obviously a situation now with a lot of data where we can use that to show more longevity, like where's the trend and where's the direction that we're going. So there's a lot of data out there that will show you if you do well in certain categories, you'll win more games than you'll lose. For sure, the eye test as well. I don't take that away. I think coaching is a skill and an art. I think obviously when I leave the game, I have a very clear idea on how the game went, even if the result didn't go our way or did. Against Portland, yes, we conceded late and we lost the game, but I was very, very happy with the performance. And then getting back, obviously removing my emotions from the game, I look at the data, I look at everything that we saw, and I was happy with the performance. It was a good performance, especially for 50 minutes. Now the challenge for us is to put in 70 minutes, 80 minutes, 90 minutes of that same performance. So I do both. I analyze it from an objective standpoint, but I also feel the emotion that the players feel on the field as well, and that can give me the eye test also.
Go to Rockio.
Hey, Coach. I know you're getting Connor and Ballin back potentially in the midfield, and I know that you've got a decision to make on the other spot. You've got 3 or 4 players, so knowing that Ballin, he can range both defensively and offensively, box to box. So what kind of profile will you be looking to match with him in that double pivot spot?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's very mobile, as you've just mentioned. He can cover a lot of ground. So based on, for his role, having a creative player on the ball next to him is good. However, if we feel like it's a defensive-minded player that's needed there, Conrad can definitely get up the field also. So he brings good versatility to the midfield. He can play in a number of roles, a 6, an 8, a 10. The partnership, obviously, right now for him is going to be based on how the game's going to be going. And then I'll make that decision as we're in the game.
Let's finish things off with Tom.
So, backtracking to last week, was Horn available last week, or you just left him off the roster?
I mean, he was in a situation where he was getting back to being healthy, but as these players know, when the game's played at a very intense pace and in a very hot condition, protecting the players is priority A for me. So he just felt like he needed a couple more days of training to get him fully ready for a game.
And so he's ready for this week.
Yes.
Yeah. And with Wenzel, I mean, you brought Jaziel Orozco up from, was Wenzel okay as well, or is it just, why did you make that decision?
Yeah, Michael's a good young centre-back for us. He's profiled as a centre-back. Haziel had a little bit more versatility that he could fulfill a couple of different positions on the field if we needed it. So that was the decision. But Michael's continuing to grow, develop as a player. So hopefully he can get some opportunities in the future.
How tough is it when you take Leuven, Kessler, Durkin, 3 guys in the spine of the team out? What is the challenge that presents for you?
Obviously, you lose great quality, right? You lose 3 players that are highly experienced, real good quality. But again, I feel like when a new coach comes in, every player deserves the right opportunity to express themselves and demonstrate themselves. So we had this question before, I have to show the players that I believe in them, that the next player that comes into that role can execute the job that I'm asking for. And so far, everyone that's come into them positions, I've been very, very happy with the performances of them. So it's the next man up mentality for us.
Coach, thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
For sure.
good. Roman, Tom, go ahead.
What'd you think of that U.S.-Switzerland game the other day?
Yeah, I was very excited to come back into training facility to talk about it because you mentioned Turner. That individual had a lot of words before the game and was very quiet after the game.
So he was put in his place by that.
Yeah,
by that
I
result.
didn't have to tell him much, but
Yeah.
he was annoyed. Yeah, definitely.
What have these last 2 weeks been like from where you sit with all the changes that has gone on off field and on the field?
Yeah, for me it feels great. It's great to have some fresh air, as well. Like it feels like a new start. Obviously, we are the reason why it didn't work out before these 2 weeks, and now I think we can see that the changes, that the change of the game style, the game play that we want to achieve on the field is fits the team. Everybody wants to be involved. Everybody wants to press. We have a better understanding of when are we doing things. So it feels fresh, and I have to say it was. I love that Lutz took the decision and made the decision to give someone the chance that's already in the club.
When you go 2.5 months, you guys did without a win. Did it just become a drag? It was just there's no joy within this team.
Yeah, I mean, no joy. I love what I'm doing. I love coming in every day and working out with the guys, just to be around them. And the locker room is something I don't want to miss. So I love being here. The other thing is the results. Obviously, for me as a goalkeeper, conceded goals as well. It's hard to have fun if you concede a lot of goals. I think we made a big step forward now in these 2 weeks. Like I said, the joy, we want to have the ball. We want to play from the back. We want to take risks. The coach is trusting us, like he said. So it's exciting at the moment.
Is that where the confident feeling within this team?
Yeah, I mean, we have to be confident, and I think as more you have the ball, as more confident you will get, because having the ball is showing strength. I would say maybe you saw against Portland, we made them run a lot in the heat, especially their front line. So I think that's one way to do it, and that's something we need in our play style.
Justin?
Roman, just kind of following up on that. After last week, it does seem like there's a bit more hunger as opposed to frustration after the loss. Is that just because of some of what you saw in that first half of having Portland on their back foot?
Yeah, I think we had the perfect game plan. We knew we have two tempos we are going to play. It's either slow or very fast, and we found a perfect balance in doing that. We were very calm on the ball in the back line. We didn't rush anything, so we waited for the clear opportunity to break them, to break a pass through their lines, and I think the chances we created showed that we should have won that game, definitely. But besides the result, I agree with Coach that we had a good game.
When Critchley was in here earlier, he talked about you being the first line of the attack. Is that kind of a departure from how you've been playing earlier in the season? You're always kind of relied on to be making plays with your feet. So how much of a change has it been just in instigating the attack, so to speak?
No, I think I wasn't used as much in the first half or first quarter of the season because we didn't really had the plan to play out from the back. We said sometimes we try to play out from back, but we never really had a plan how we're going to do this. Now everything is a lot clearer, so I know exactly when Timo is going to take over my position or one of the center backs, and I drop down, and I know exactly when I have the ball, when I go in between both center backs, and it's just a lot more clearer. And for me, that's one of my strengths, I would say. Ball on my feet too. Yeah.
It just feels like there's more defined roles of what you're being asked.
Yeah, it just makes it easier, you know, like we have one more extra player to use with me in the build out or build up, and so that's where it comes from.
Thank you.
Charlie.
Roman, what do you think is the most important thing going into this game versus LA? Of course, they're a good team. Of course, the reigning champions. But what do you think is the most important thing for this team to focus on heading into Saturday?
I think that we are playing similar or the same with the same energy we had against Portland. I think we have to find the right balance again, like. When are we going to play slow? When are we going to play fast? We have to be composed on the ball because similar to Portland, I don't think they're a team that really like to press, or once the press is broken, the front four or front three, they don't really like to work or sprint backwards. So I think once we break the first line, we're going to have some time on the ball. And so then it comes down to creating chances, and we have to be more composed, obviously, in front of the goal than we were in Portland.
Tom?
Roman, it seems to me like your belief has been restored. Do you feel that the team in general has reacted to the change in the way you have, and especially in the way you expressed yourself today?
Yeah, to be honest, if you lose or don't win like 12 games in a row, it hurts. You know, there's not just like, oh, let's go again. Next week is another. You know, like at one point you're like questioning what is going on. Like, and it wasn't only like, even when Ben was playing, you know, he had really good performances, but we couldn't win a game. So as a goalkeeper, you ask yourself, what can I do? But the answer is you just have to play your game, you know, like you have to make the saves that you can. You have to help the team as much as possible with your body language on the field, you know, like be available to get a pass help them out of difficult situations. And that's all you can do. But like I said, it's now we see improvement. We see how the team is playing, how the team is asking questions, the coach, what can we do in this situation? What can I do better in this situation? And we have a lot of meetings, we talk a lot. So you see definitely the fresh air that I talked about, like that we have kind of like a new start, and everybody wants to improve and get better as a team.
This is sort of related, but have you ever in your career played on a team that has had as many injuries as this team has had over the last couple of years?
No, I don't think so. No, but you know, it's sad for the guys who are injured, but for me, it's we have 25 guys in the team. Like they're here for a reason, you know. Like if injuries happen, they have to be ready. They have to have the quality to step on the field and just play their game. And the players around them, that's what we show all the time, they are going to support them. Nobody is going to point a finger at you and say, hey, you were not ready. Or that's what we do in training, yes, because in training we need that. But on a game, we are one team and we're going to support each other. And that's why for me, availability, I heard that word or that sentence a few weeks ago, is a big thing in the NFL. Availability sometimes is more important than ability. So it's like, you know, like take care, and some injuries you can't prevent. But if you're there and you work your ass off, then you will get the chance.
You seem positively enthused, almost more so than I've seen you over the last 3 years. Personal observation.
Thank you.
We'll go online to Matt and then Jeremy.
Roman, you guys had a lot of success against Portland in the long ball, going over the top, hitting between the lines. I know obviously game by game that matchup can change, but is there anything repeatable that you guys are finding with that direct game that you can now do week to week?
I mean, we have a game plan that that is allowing us to find the right moments to play the ball in behind. We cannot just play the balls in behind. We have strikers with Klaus that sometimes come deep, that gives the opportunity for Simon or Sedi or whoever is going to play to go in behind them and opens up space, so we drag them out. But this all comes because we try to play out and lure them out sometimes. So I think that has all something to do with how we want to play and how we want to play out from the back. So that opens up a lot of spaces.
Jeremy?
Roman, I'm curious. The team kind of struggled to start the season. The team seems to have a new belief now with Critchley at the helm. I'm curious, though, as you head into free agency at the end of the season, how much does the form of the team matter as you're evaluating your decisions moving forward in your career?
I think for me there's other things that are more important than performance of like performance that I can't control, you know. I can control my performance, you know, and if I feel good, I play good, and I think I'm ready after my injury now, like finally back into the rhythm, and I feel very good on the field. Whatever team or whatever players are playing in front of me, I love to be on the field. So that's the most important thing to make a decision. And I'm just looking forward to the next game, and so I'm not really worried about my contract situation at the moment.
Thomas, finish things off.
What was going on with your gloves on Sunday?
Yeah, as you know, it was really hot in Portland, and the turf as well. So and it was very dry. So the ball, every time they had a shot, because I didn't use completely new gloves, especially not on turf, because you don't really need it. But they both ripped in the middle of the but then I decided to keep on playing with them because I didn't want to just play new gloves during a new game.
So is it like the ball had hit them and broke them, or they just break?
Yeah,
them?
it's like I don't know how exactly happened. I just looked down and it was a big hole in between the fingers and the palm. So I don't know, but it's definitely has something to do with either the heat, the turf, or both.
Do you like going up against former teammates like Marco?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a nice thing to see all teammates. So yeah.
And the late goals that this team provided, like 4 goals after the 80th minute in the last 4 games. What do you see that's happening to make that happen?
Yeah, sometimes I think when we have nothing to lose, we are like playing free, and and like just we go at it, we play, we are focused and everything, and then when we are up or we have a good result, like 1-1 away in Portland is still a good result, like obviously we could have scored more goals, but and then at one point we have something to lose. It feels like we stop playing out from the back, we stop being as brave as we were before, and so these are little things, but I think we'll fix them in the future.
And your hand is fine, and everything's back up to full speed ahead with you?
Yeah, my hand is fine. I finally can lift weights again a little bit. I lost a lot of muscles, unfortunately, but no, I feel ready. Yeah.
Roman, thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Roman.